Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're taking a really deep personal journey inward. We're going to talk about rediscovering your authentic self. Because let's be real for a second, life moves insanely fast, right? You wake up, you rush to work, you endlessly scroll through your feeds, you answer a dozen messages, and you manage 100 different things before noon. It's just this endless sprint, an absolute whirlwind of constant motion. And that frantic pace leads us to a devastatingly simple truth. Most people arrive at the end of their lives having been very busy. Just let that sink in for a second. We are so completely exhausted. We spend our days and our years frantically managing everyone else's expectations, just ticking boxes off these endless to-do lists. But beneath all that noise, there's this quiet truth that we are completely ignoring. Okay, let's dive into this. Section 1, the trap of busyness. Running on autopilot. We spend so much of our lives trying to build these incredibly impressive resumes and perfect public images. I mean, does this cycle feel painfully familiar to you? Working continuously, always chasing the next achievement, managing expectations. We literally burn immense amounts of energy just maintaining an acceptable version of ourselves, a version the world finds, polite or useful. But while we're busy doing all of that, we're functionally falling asleep to our true selves. We end up prioritizing the mask over the actual person wearing it. Section 2. Trading away your soul. The marketplace of compromises. Now, society rarely demands your soul all at once in some big, dramatic, movie villain event. Instead, it acts as this really subtle, everyday marketplace, constantly offering you little trades. You trade your time for security, you trade your authenticity for acceptance, you trade your depth for convenience, or you trade what you actually feel for what is just easier to express in the moment. And we make these small, seemingly harmless compromises completely unconsciously, just day by day, trade by trade, until one day we look up and barely recognize the person staring back at us. This quote perfectly captures the devastating stakes of our journey. The central danger of human existence is the slow spiritual death that happens when a person becomes so identified with their roles. Wow. The true danger we face in life isn't physical death. It's the slow spiritual fading. It's becoming so completely absorbed in our performances, our job titles, and our social masks that the vibrant soul beneath them is just entirely forgotten. Moving right along to Section 3, Remembering Who You Are, the Unbuilt Soul. So, the crucial point is, this explainer isn't just about diagnosing the loss. It's about the deeply rewarding journey of recovery. See, the soul is not a skill you develop. It isn't a personal brand you need to build. It is something you remember. It has literally been sitting right there entirely intact beneath everything you've piled on top of it. You came here to genuinely contact who you actually are, to know it deeply, and to live from that place, rather than suppressing it. Section 4. The Mirror of Reality, an Inside-Out Paradigm Shift. How does this internal rediscovery actually affect our day-to-day lives? Well, most people spend their entire lives fruitlessly trying to fix what is outside of them. The wrong circumstances, the wrong people, the wrong systems. They're the sleeping person, driven by habit, reacting endlessly, just moving on autopilot. A sleeping person can't change the world because they only see a projection of their own interior state. But the awakened person, they operate entirely differently. They are conscious, inner-focused, and deliberate. They realize the outer world isn't just a fixed reality, it's a reflection of the consciousness you bring to it. And this brilliantly illustrates a massive point. When you change genuinely, the people around you change how they respond. Think about a friendship or a workplace where you constantly bite your tongue just to keep the peace. The exact moment you genuinely stop trading your authenticity for acceptance and you start speaking your truth calmly and firmly, that relationship transforms. You didn't force the other person to change. You changed your internal state, and the mirror of reality simply adjusted to reflect your new, unapologetic self. Section 5. Reclaiming your authentic self, breaking the trades. We've talked about some pretty deep spiritual concepts, but let's bring this right down to earth with actionable steps you can actually use today. Step 1. Pause before a commitment. Just take a breath before you say yes. Step 2. Ask yourself, am I trading my authenticity for convenience right now? Am I agreeing just to avoid friction? Step 3, reclaim that one trade today. Look, you don't have to overhaul your entire life overnight. Simply identify one unconscious compromise you are about to make today and firmly choose your soul instead. As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a final thought to really chew on. What have you been trading your soul for that you could choose to stop trading today? And what would fundamentally change in your world if you finally directed toward yourself the exact same energy you have been exhausting on the outside world? Sit with those questions. Let them spark a quiet, ongoing personal awakening for you. Thank you so much for taking this journey with me today.